Yeah, I don't know. You'll probably be about as good as I was. That's kind of the way it works, and I was below average. So you'll probably ultimately rank somewhere around there, so really, you'll excel at a lot of things, just not this. I don't want you out here shooting this ball around all day and night, all right?
All right.
Okay? Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period. Let's go.
Inspirational, right? You might recognize this dialogue from this amazing feel-good movie, The Pursuit of Happyness, in which Will Smith and his son, Jaden Smith, both are there. If you haven't watched this movie, I highly recommend you to watch it. My name is Parth, and you're listening to Dhvani. Let me start with an update. Dhvani podcast is also live on JioSaavn now. So if you listen to your music on JioSaavn, or if you know someone who does, please tell them about this podcast. Also, a lot of people have been asking me to talk about some of my favorite podcasts. So soon I'm going to put an episode on that. You might like what I like, and maybe you'll end up loving podcasts as much as I do. So my love for singing goes back a long way. I have a lot of interests as well, but music has got a special place in my heart. It's a little sad that I still feel I have not given the best of my time, effort and training to this craft as much as I would have wanted to. Also, this is a good approach in a way, because it's good when one is always eager to learn more and to try to get better. Right? See, if we were not able to give time on our hobbies, learn guitar, photography, a new language, maybe it was because of the situations at that point or the priorities, something that could very well be justified. Now, till the point it is a sadness and not a regret, there's still hope. What needs to be understood is that it's not late to work on your cultural capital. And it's not just me, but the experts say this, that to live a happy life, it is as important to develop a cultural capital as it is to have love, wealth, or friendship in your life. Now, a lot of us are already aware that in our culture and upbringing, especially from where I come from, music, art, sports, most of the time are never taken seriously, unlike studies. And there are many reasons for this that can be discussed separately, but not today. What I want to discuss about is that passion that might not have made music the main thing for me, but has surely kept the fire in my belly alive even today. I want to get into the reasons for that. Music has helped me in making friends, to foster some lifelong friendships. It has given me a taste of recognition, appreciation. Music has helped me with my self-confidence. Let me tell you a little story from my childhood when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I had a singing performance somewhere out of school in the evening in front of my parents and among 60 to 70 other people. It was some sort of cultural event for some corporate promotion or something. I was supposed to be supported by a bunch of instrumentalists during my singing. The keyboard player, who was supposed to understand my scale, didn't pay much attention even when I tried to tell him. Now, during my performance, that dude started on such a high scale that my voice gave up in mid of the song in front of those 70 odd people. I got so embarrassed that I dropped the mic in the sad way and just left the stage. And trust me, it was quite a scene. Though I was just a kid, my self-respect was no less than today. Now, honestly, I'm not proud of doing that, but I learned two very important things from that episode. The first being the importance of clear communications, how necessary it is to convey your message with clarity and in the best way possible, especially when the moment is crucial and the stakes are high. No matter how much time or effort it might take, I make sure to put across my thoughts in the best of my abilities as much as possible to save myself from an embarrassing situation that might occur in the future. Not only in musical situations, but also in other contexts, in any relationship, in office, while communicating with the boss, with subordinates, anyone. The second thing, see, no matter how cautious one is, there are always times when you get into tricky situations where maybe you cannot avoid embarrassment, right? So how to deal with that? How to do away with inhibitions, shyness, introversion, awkwardness in the best way possible, not just walking off the stage in anger. Because the important thing is that you would make errors while you are in the learning phase. What has to be remembered is that everything is fixable. It's not the end of the world. You might have to deal with some cringe. There'd be feedbacks, suggestions, criticism. Basically, you'd have to be more social. That is what music prepares you for, to be social. And if you think about it, there's so much more that comes out of this. You start becoming more receptive towards people, to situations. I was much more of an introvert 10 to 15 years back than I am today. I used to be super afraid of talking to random people. And today, I might jam with a total stranger on the street. I might end up arguing with my boss. For the right reasons, of course. But on a serious note, the opportunities that lie beyond that fear is what one should seek for. And every creative medium, cultural capital, helps us in stepping out of that comfort zone. Sports, language, music, art, everything. Now, this might be something that is very cliched, but I want to say this through my own experiences, through my own example, that if you have a passion that you have neglected for a long time, have found excuses to not pursue, just ask yourself, would it serve as a creative outlet for you? Would you respect yourself more if you go ahead and practice? Would that give you happiness? Because today is the time to do it. Anyway, you are locked up, working from home, right? Take a 20-minute break once in a while and practice the guitar. See for yourself how therapeutic cooking could be. And it's very important that you don't let your skill level pull you down. Every learning curve is shallow in the starting. The beginnings are always slow. In simple terms, it is the effort that matters. That is what you are preparing for. Because that perseverance is what comes in very handy in other situations and contexts. I got more confident. You might get more patient. I got friends through music. You might get a career from it. The possibilities are unlimited. If we can prepare ourselves for little failures, maybe we can prepare ourselves for bigger failures in life. We all know this, that failure and success go hand in hand. One last wonderful thought. The other day, I was just listening to one of the Ink Talks of Amish Tripathi, who is a prolific author of the mind-blowing trilogy, The Immortals of Maluha. And he says this very beautiful thing that how life always doesn't have to be an either or. And you can always find time to chase a passion despite having a job, provided you have a strong inclination towards that passion. Everyone appreciates craftsmanship. We just have to work towards polishing that craft. And that is what matters. Such a beautiful thing, right? If you like what you heard and if you found that relatable, please share this with others too. I also wanted to request you to please subscribe and follow this podcast and other podcasts that you might be listening to, because this doesn't work like a YouTube algorithm engine where you get recommendations and you decide upon that. You basically listen to podcasts when somebody asks you to, like an actual person. It is not so easy to follow the recommendations given by the platforms. So please consider following and subscribing to this podcast. It is harmless. Also, let me know your thoughts, your feedbacks, complaints at info@dhvani.co.in. You can also log on to the website dhvani.co.in/podcast. You can send me voice notes through my Facebook profile. I'm also on Instagram, and all these details are in the show description. The podcast is produced by me, Parth Chauhan. The awesome theme music was composed by Cutie Honey Bunch, who also works for the collective Own Tempo Limited. The branding for Dhvani was done by Soumya Garg, and thanks a lot to you, my dear listener. Your support is paramount. Dhvani podcast is now also available on JioSaavn, apart from all the other major podcatching platforms like Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, basically anywhere you can think of. So please subscribe, follow, and rate as much as possible. See you in the next one. Till then, hasta la vista.